There comes a moment in every soul's journey when the noise of the world fades, and something deeper, something older, begins to call your name. You can't explain it, you can't prove it, but you feel it, a vibration that hums through your bones, a quiet whisper that says, "Pay attention." That whisper is not random. That's the universe trying to reach you. For too long, you've been moving through your days on autopilot, waking up, scrolling, working, sleeping, chasing things that keep you busy but never fulfilled. You've been caught in the loop of distraction, surrounded by noise so loud that you forgot how to listen. But the universe, it doesn't speak in noise. It speaks in silence. It speaks through signs, through alignment, through moments that almost feel supernatural, moments where time slows and your heart knows something big is happening, even when your mind can't see it. Yet, this is that moment. Right now, as you listen, as your heart beats in sync with these words, the universe is revealing something it has waited a long time to show you. But here's the truth that most never understand. The universe will only reveal it once. One window. One whisper. One divine intersection where your path and your purpose align perfectly, powerfully, unrepeatably. You don't get to replay this moment. You don't get to rewind. Most people miss it because they're too afraid to move, too afraid to trust the unknown. They wait for guarantees, for proof, for signs that make sense to their logic, not realizing that faith was the only proof they ever needed. The universe is testing you right now. Do you trust what you can feel, or do you only believe what you can see? Every single challenge you've been through, the heartbreak, the rejection, the nights you thought you'd never make it, they weren't punishment. They were preparation. Every tear, every loss, every detour was setting you up for this. The version of you that's listening now had to be built through pressure, through pain, through moments that broke you open just enough for the light to enter. Because here's the thing, your old self can't walk through the new door. That's why it hurt. That's why you lost people. That's why you felt alone. The universe stripped away what you thought you needed so that when this moment arrived, you'd finally have room for what you truly deserve. And now, here it is, the signal you've been waiting for. You've been feeling it, haven't you? That strange pull inside you. The sense that something is shifting, something is coming. You keep seeing the same numbers, hearing the same phrases, meeting the same kind of people, patterns that feel too perfect to be coincidence. That's not random, that's divine synchronization. The universe has been speaking to you in symbols, through repetition, through the people who entered your life right when you needed them, or left right when you didn't. Every single event in your life has been a breadcrumb leading you here. And now the question is simple, will you answer the call? Because the universe is not going to shout. It's not going to beg. It won't chase you down the path. It will whisper once, and then it will move on to the next soul who's ready. So ask yourself, how many times have you felt this spark before and ignored it? How many times have you said, maybe later, maybe next time? But there is no next time, not for this signal. This is not a coincidence. You are not hearing this by accident. The universe aligned infinite conditions, time, space, energy, just so you could receive this exact message in this exact moment. That is how rare this is. You see, life has a rhythm. It moves like a wave, rising and falling in cycles. Sometimes you feel stuck in still waters, like nothing's changing. But that stillness isn't emptiness, it's alignment. It's the universe recalibrating your path, preparing you for acceleration. And when that moment comes, when the wave starts to rise, you have a choice, ride it or watch it pass. Right now, the wave is rising. That's why you've been feeling restless. That's why old patterns no longer satisfy you. That's why the same environments feel heavier and the same conversations drain you. It's because your frequency is changing. The universe is elevating you to a higher vibration, one that matches your true purpose. But you can't stay in old energy and expect new blessings. If you want to step into your destiny, you must first release the comfort of who you've been. You must have the courage to move without certainty, to say yes to something your mind doesn't understand, but your soul recognizes instantly. You must be willing to walk through doors that scare you, because the only difference between the chosen and the forgotten is that the chosen moved when they were called. The universe doesn't choose based on luck. It chooses based on response. This moment is sacred. It's not about motivation. It's about remembrance. Remember who you are. You weren't created to survive. You were created to awaken. You are not here by accident. The universe is not testing your strength. It's revealing it. Think about it. The pain you thought would destroy you didn't. The nights you wanted to give up, yet something kept you going. That wasn't coincidence either. That was divine energy carrying you through the storm, so you'd be strong enough to handle the calm. Because calm requires power too. It requires discipline. It requires faith when you can't see the next step. And now that strength is being activated, you are standing at the edge of a break, through so massive, your old identity can't even imagine it. That's why fear feels so loud right now. That's why everything around you feels uncertain. The closer you get to transformation, the more resistance you feel. But resistance is proof of proximity. It's how you know you're close. The universe is testing your readiness. Do you trust the signal, or do you need control? Because if you need control, you'll stay stuck in the same loop. But if you trust, if you dare to step forward with nothing but faith, the universe will open doors that logic can't explain. You'll look back months from now and realize that the thing that scared you the most was the thing that saved you. You'll realize that the signal wasn't outside you, it was inside you all along. Every moment of intuition, every chill down your spine, every gut feeling, that was your soul decoding divine messages. The signal isn't a sound, it's a resonance. It's when your inner frequency finally matches your destiny. And when that happens, everything starts to align. You meet the right people. Opportunities find you. Doors open effortlessly. The chaos begins to make sense. That's not luck. That's the signal. The universe doesn't reward effort alone. It rewards alignment. It's not about how hard you work. It's about how clearly you listen. The hardest thing for most people to do is to be still long enough to hear what the universe is saying. But if you're hearing this right now, you've already begun. You've already tuned in. This is your confirmation. You've asked for signs, and this is one of them. You've prayed for direction, and this is it. The reason your soul feels something stir while listening to these words is because it recognizes the truth that this moment is divine, that this calling is real, and that this opportunity will not come again. So listen carefully, don't ignore the whisper. Don't let fear talk you out of destiny. Don't tell yourself it's too late, or too early, or too risky. The universe doesn't operate on your calendar. It operates on courage. And the moment you decide to trust the unknown more than your comfort, everything changes. Remember this, the universe rewards the bold. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It creates it when you act in faith. Every great story, every legend, every soul who became more than ordinary, they all had one thing in common. They listened, they recognized the signal, they moved when others froze, and that one act of obedience rewrote their destiny. So what will you do? Will you keep waiting for the perfect sign? Or will you realize that this is the sign? Because the universe is saying, I will only reveal this once. Once in a lifetime, a door opens that leads directly to everything you've ever prayed for. But it won't stay open forever. You've spent enough time doubting yourself, enough time explaining your vision to people who can't see it, enough time watering dead plants, waiting for life in places that were never meant to grow. This is your wake-up call. The universe doesn't send endless reminders. It sends one undeniable moment, and this is it. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Because when you respond to the signal, when you take that first step, no matter how uncertain, something incredible happens. The path begins to unfold. You meet people who speak your language, resources appear, synchronicities multiply, life starts to move with you instead of against you. That's not coincidence, that's confirmation. So, take this moment seriously. Look around you. Everything that's falling apart is making room for something greater. Everything that's ending is part of the divine choreography leading you toward purpose. The pain you're releasing is the space the blessing will occupy. Don't run from it, feel it, trust it, let it guide you. Because when the universe whispers, it's not asking you to understand, it's asking you to surrender. To trust that what's calling you is already yours, waiting for you to claim it. And when you do, the world will shift. You'll notice colors more vividly. Conversations will feel lighter. Your energy will magnetize people and opportunities effortlessly. Because you'll no longer be chasing, you'll be aligned. And that's when the magic happens. That's when the universe bends in your favor. So hear me when I say this, don't miss the signal, because this, right now, is the moment everything begins to change.